So we're going to be looking here at week 2, Tuesday. A lot of these questions, or really all of these questions, are the same as they were for our Monday page. The only difference is the actual question is a little bit different. Let's start with the first one. Which type is this sentence? And we have the same 4 answer choices: declarative, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. If we remember from yesterday, declarative sentences just end with a period. That's it. And declarative sentence is just a sentence that says something, just says like a fact or a detail. An interrogative sentence is a little bit different. Interrogative sentence is a sentence that asks a question. And those ones end with question marks because they're asking questions. An imperative sentence will sometimes end with a period, and it can sometimes end with an exclamation mark. Imperative sentences are when someone is telling you to do something. And it could be that they tell you nicely, or it could be that they tell you, like, not exactly rude, but very sternly to do something. And exclamatory, those sentences will end with an exclamation mark. Those are the ones where someone is excited or they're shouting or something like that. So our sentence for today, I can't figure this out. Who can tell me what answer choice shows me the type of sentence this is? Nakai, what answer choice did you pick?
D.
Okay, answer choice D. That's correct. It's an exclamatory sentence. It has that really big clue for us. It's got the exclamation mark at the end. So this is someone, they're not happy, but they are kind of shouting this out because maybe they're frustrated or they're angry. I can't figure this out. And they're not just saying it normally, they're shouting it. And that's what makes it exclamatory. Okay, and I know that for the page today that the circles kind of disappeared on us, so we'll have to put in our own. But we're still looking for similes. So remember, similes also have a big clue. They use the word like, or they use the word as. If I see those two words, that's a clue that I might have a simile. The simile will compare two different things, trying to show you how they're the same. Number 1, Christopher was happy as a clam when he met new friends in his class. What is the simile for sentence number 1? Kylie, what is the simile for sentence number 1?
Happy as a clam.
Okay, happy as a clam. Like I said, we'll have to make our own circles for today. So we're going to go to Insert, Shape, Shapes, Shape again. We're going to click here. Happy as a clam. And like Hadeen said, when I first put it on here, it's going to kind of cover up my words. But if I click on my paint bucket and then go to transparent, I'll be able to see it. What are the two things they're comparing in that simile? We know that they're comparing them, saying that they're both happy. But what are the two things they're saying are happy? What do you think, Kylie? What are the two things that are supposed to be happy in that sentence?
Um,
Christopher was happy as a clam when he met his new friends in class.
yes, Miss.
What two things are happy in that sentence?
I'm unmuted.
Who can help her out? What are the two things that are happy in that sentence? Christopher was happy as a clam when he met new friends in his class.
Christopher and
Christopher is one of them. What's the other thing that's happy?
I'm one of them.
He was happy as or happy like what?
Clam.
A clam. So they're saying Christopher is happy, the clam is happy, and that's how they're the same.
I just didn't say because I was gonna get it wrong. I'm not a clam.
Well, it talks about the class because they're telling us why Christopher's happy. Not just that he's happy for no reason. He's happy that he has new friends. All right. Sentence 2. Jeanette's little sister is cute as a kitten. What's the simile in sentence 2? Jeanette's little sister is cute as a kitten. Nakai, what's the simile there?
Sister is as cute as a kitten.
Okay. So again, I'm going to go to insert.
Little sister.
I'm going to go to shapes. Then shape again. And go cute as a kitten. And again, I want to be able to read my words. So I'm going to click on our paint bucket and click transparent. So, Nakai,
The sister is next to that.
Nakai, take the microphone a little bit away from your mouth, buddy. Okay. What are the two things that are being compared, Nakai?
But like next to the line, there's the shapes right there too.
Okay, but tell me, what are the two things that are being compared? Jeanette's little sister is cute as a kitten.
Sister.
Okay, the sister, and what are they comparing her with? She's cute like or cute as what?
Cute and kid.
Okay, as the kitten. So they're comparing the sister and a kitten. Sentence 3. I was blind as a bat when the electricity went off. What's the simile for sentence 3? I was blind as a bat when the electricity went off. Alexa, what do you think? Where's our simile? I was blind as a bat when the electricity went off. Where do I see those simile words, like or as?
Blind as a bat.
Blind as a bat, perfect. I'm going to put my circle, make it transparent. Who can tell me what are the two things that they're comparing in that simile? I was blind as a bat when the electricity went off. What are the two things that they're saying are blind? Kylie, what are the two things they are saying are blind?
Him and the bat.
Him and the bat. Those are the two things they're saying are blind, that both of them are. All right? Next one. Oh, last sentence. Under the covers, I felt as snug as a bug in a rug. Who can tell me where's the simile for sentence 4? Under the covers, I felt as snug as a bug in a rug.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
When I went to Google Classroom, I'm gonna do my thing. It said, if all of Raul Romero's copies for you was removed, and I don't know what happened. I don't know how it got removed.
Well, I'll have to put it back on there for you, Christopher. Let's see. Give me just a second, guys, and I'll fix it. All right, who can tell me for sentence 4? What is the simile there? Under the covers, I felt as snug as a bug in a rug. Messiah, can you tell me? What's the simile in sentence 4?
I felt as snug as a bug in a
Okay,
rug.
perfect.
Versus as.
Where we have the as. Insert shapes. Snug as a bug. Who can tell me what are the two things that they're comparing in that sentence? What are the two things they say feel snug? Sebastian, what are the two things that they say feel snug in that sentence? What two things are they talking about, Sebastian? What are the two things that are snug? Make sure that you unmute your mic before you answer, sir. Okay, just go ahead and type your answer, Sebastian. What are the two things they say feel snug? Okay, the bug and what else? The bug is snug and what else is snug? Not the rug. They're saying the bug is snug because it's under the rug, kind of like how people get under their blankets at night. But what did they say felt as snug as the bug? What did they compare to the bug? They didn't say that the rug felt as snug as the bug. What felt as snug as the bug? Who can help Sebastian out? What did they say felt as snug as the bug? Alexa?
The person who's saying that, like him or her?
The person, whoever it was, right? We don't have a name, so we don't know who it was, but you're right. Whoever the person was, him or her, that they felt as snug as the bug. And the rug was just there because it's like a blanket for the bugs. All right, let's go ahead and fix this sentence. Can I use the restroom, please? Asked Eddie. There's a few mistakes in this sentence. What are some of the mistakes that they have here in this sentence? Nakai, can you give me one mistake?
Eddie needs to be capitalized.
Eddie needs to be capitalized. There's one mistake. Who can tell me another mistake? There's still a few left. There's still plenty of mistakes in that sentence. We need to capitalize Eddie, but what else? What else is wrong with that sentence? What's something else that they forgot to do or they might have done incorrectly? Kylie.
And Eddie capitalized the first E.
Nakai said that, but there are some other words that need to be capitalized in this sentence.
Oh, capitalized the I.
Okay, capitalize the I. Whenever you have I by itself, it always, always, always needs to be capitalized. Bailey.
The can has to be capitalized.
Can has to be capitalized. It's the beginning of our sentence, so it should be capitalized. What else? There's no more capitalization mistakes. All those are fixed. But we do have a few more mistakes that are left here. It's either 3 or 4, depending on how you look at it. All the mistakes that are left here are all about our punctuation marks. So any of the marks that we put into our sentences. That's what they messed up on here. Chase, what do you think? What's a mistake that they made here, or that is still in that sentence? We found all their capitalization mistakes. Now it's just punctuation, little marks we put in our sentence.
Mine's still reloading. But
That's
it
okay,
finished
Christopher. You just gotta be
loading.
patient.
But it's just loading right now.
Okay. Who can tell me when somebody is talking in a sentence, what do we have to put? What shows that someone's talking in a sentence? Or how do I know that someone's talking in a sentence? Because when I'm reading, I can't actually hear what's going on. So how do I know that it's somebody saying something? How do I know that words are actually coming out of their mouth? What do you think, Jaylene? What do we put in a sentence to show that people are talking? Remember, we talked about them yesterday. What do we call these? Who remembers? One here, and then there's another one over here. Jaylene, you remember?
Quotation marks?
Quotation marks. Now, if I look back at our page for today, is Eddie talking right here? If it says asked Eddie, when you ask a question, do you have to talk? Yeah, you usually talk, right? The way that we're working right now, some of us can type our questions, or some of us like to type our questions, but usually when you have a question, you have to ask it, right? So he's actually saying something here. What part of this sentence is Eddie saying? What is Eddie asking to do? Jaylene, what's Eddie asking to do?
To go to the restroom?
He's asking to go to the restroom. So if Eddie's asking to go to the restroom, then I need quotation marks to show that Eddie started talking. I need one to show that his mouth opened when he started to talk. And I need one to end or show where his mouth closed when he was finished talking. So I need to add quotation marks. One here in front of can, and then one here after please. Okay. Not bad. I still have two more mistakes in here. Again, both punctuation. If Eddie is asking a question, what do we always have to put at the end of a question? What do you always see at the end of a question? Jada, what do you always see at the end of a question? Every time you see a question, Jada, whenever it's written down, what do you always see at the end? It's kind of round and curvy. What do we call it, Jada? That mark that we always put at the end of a question. A question mark. Perfect. So he's asking a question, right? That means I have to put a question mark. So instead of a comma here, I'd actually put a question mark. Because Eddie is asking a question. Can I use the restroom, please? There's one last punctuation that I need to put in here. How do I normally end a sentence? At the end of a normal sentence, if nobody is asking a question, if nobody is shouting, what do I always put at the end? Or what should always go at the end? Nakai, what should go at the end of a sentence?
Period.
A period. So when I fix all this sentence, I need a combination of punctuation marks and capital letters. So I'm going to start off with quotation marks. So quotation marks, capital, can, capital, I use the restroom, restroom, please, question mark, because he is asking a question, then quotation marks, asked, capital, Eddie, period. That was kind of a tricky sentence. It had a lot of punctuation marks that were messed up or missing. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one now. We have to write the plurals of these words. And we saw a box like this yesterday. These words that they have us practicing with end with either F or with FE. And we saw yesterday, if a word has the letter F at the end of it and it becomes plural if there's more than one, we have to change the F to a V and then we add ES. The same rule is true even if it ends with FE. You change the F to a V and then you have ES at the end. So for this first one, wife. If there's just one, it's wife. But if it's like a group of people who are all married, it's not wife, it would be what? How would I spell it? Kylie, how would I spell that?
WIVES.
Perfect. I have to change that F into a V, so I have WIVES. All right. What about our next one? Elf. If there's just one, then it's an elf. But if there's a lot, like I guess up at the North Pole, if there's more than one, how would you spell that? How would I spell it if I had more than one elf? Okay?
ELVES.
Perfect. ELVES. What about the next one? Calf, which is like a baby cow. If there's just one baby cow, it's calf. But if I have, let's say, I don't know, let's say I have 10 baby cows, it's not calf. How would I spell that? How would I spell it if I had 10 baby cows? Violet?
C K C A
What would come next? C-A.
Honey, turn it up so I can hear it too.
Okay.
We're changing calf to calves. Like there's more than one. We're trying to spell this. So we have C-A. What letter would come next, Violet?
F
Not F yet. Look at the first word, the way it was originally. C-A. What letter is next?
Looking up cats?
calves.
Oh.
A baby cow.
Well, do it. Look at it.
Look at it here. We have one. Calf. Look at the way they spelled it that first time. C-A what?
L.
L. I can't forget the L. And then what happens?
Then you put the F.
Not the F. What does it have to turn into? Remember, if it's an F and it's plural, I have to change it. Look at these other ones. What did we change the letter F to in the word wife and the word elf?
Yes.
They changed the F to a V. Look.
V.
V, and then what goes at the end?
Look at the other word.
Yes.
ES.
Yes.
I said yes.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Okay.
You gotta pay attention, honey.
Who can tell me?
To make
Knife.
more knife.
If there's
Can you
just
do
one, then it's knife. But if you're in a restaurant and there's lots of them because there's lots of people eating, how would I spell that? If there were lots of them, how would I have to spell that one? Kaylee?
KNIVES.
Perfect. KNIVES. So anytime you have a word that ends with the letter F or with the letter FE, sorry, letters FE. When it becomes plural, when there's more than one, you have to switch the F to a V. And at the end, you would put ES. So if you notice, all of these words end with VES. The only thing that we had to change was instead of the F has to be a V. You can't just put an S or an ES at the end of these words. All right. Last part of our daily language review for today. We have a sentence and they want us to see if there's any mistakes in there. Sarah asked, "After recess, will we read another chapter in our book?" A says change the comma after asked to a question mark. So they say right here, after asked, it needs to be a question mark. B says change after to after. What is the difference here? Because I don't hear anything different. After to after. What did they change here? Or what did they do? Bella, what did they do here? After and after. So what did they change, Bella? After to after. What's different?
They changed it to a lowercase a.
So if I look carefully, it went from a capital A in after to a lowercase a in after. So they're saying here, after should be lowercased. C says change period, quotation mark, question mark, to question mark, quotation mark. So they're saying that they put the marks in the wrong order here. Instead of putting a period first, quotation marks, and then a question mark, they say it should just be question mark and then quotation mark. And D says that the sentence is perfect, that there's nothing wrong with it. Who can tell me what answer choice you think is correct? Do we think it's A, B, C, or D? Irene, what do you think? A, B, C, or D? What did you think, Irene? What's the best answer choice here?
B.
Okay, B. Why do you say B?
Because after is not supposed to be capitalized.
Okay, normally you're right, but there's one thing that makes it okay. After is the first word behind quotation marks. So we capitalize it like it's the beginning of a sentence. Because when you first see those quotation marks, that's when someone starts talking, right? So that's like the beginning of their sentence. So that one has to be capitalized. But I'm glad you caught that. Normally the after would not be capitalized. The only reason it is it's the first word that comes after quotation mark. Okay. So B would be good if it wasn't for the quotation mark. But we have either A, C, or D now. Which answer choice is the best one for this sentence? Messiah, what do you think?
Mine's still loading. A.
Okay, Christopher, just be patient. I'm sorry, Messiah. Which one?
A.
Answer choice A. Change the comma after asked to a question mark. Okay, so right here, we always put the question mark after we ask a question, right? Was her question just Sarah asked? And that was the end of her question? No, right? Because that was just the beginning. They're telling us this is her question, and then they tell it to us. So I don't want to pick that one because that's not the end of her question. We have two left, C or D. What answer choice would be better? Answer choice C or answer choice D? Yes, Nakai. What do you think?
D. C.
Answer choice which one?
C.
C. Change period, quotation mark, question mark, to question mark, quotation mark. Answer choice C is the right way to do things. Because here is Sarah's question. After recess, will we read another chapter in our book? That is her question. So right after she finishes, I don't need a period. I need a question mark. And it's kind of similar to what we saw up here in our sentence. When Eddie's question finished, I had to put the question mark right afterwards. And then I can put the quotation marks after my question mark. All right. So I'm going to leave this page up. And if there were any questions that you accidentally got wrong or you made a mistake on, you can go back now, take a look at yours, and fix whatever mistakes it is that we need to fix.